they say all men are created equal.
Shock! Master!
I pull out the Glock. Full of suffering, succotash, son.
One of your nuts is hanging out of your shorts.
Real glass.
You have a father, but your father's dead.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Too Sweet podcast, and I'm really excited. I've got a very special guest on the podcast this week. Talented up-and-coming wrestler taking the Northwest by storm, training out of the Futureshock Performance Centre, undefeated at Futureshock since debuting there last April, and he has the biggest match of his career at Futureshock this weekend against Big Damo. He calls himself the Northwest best kept secret, but he's a secret no more. Romie Kendrick, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being
Hello,
here.
Lucy. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm absolutely amazing. I can't wait to do this. I'm dead excited.
Well, you said it's your first podcast appearance, right?
This is the exclusive. Yeah, it's my first podcast. I've made
Love
it.
that.
Yeah.
Honoured to be having the
podcast.
exclusive.
Yeah. That's me. That's me.
And it's good because I can ask you questions that you haven't been asked a million times before, which is quite...
Exactly. Fresh answers. You make me think a little bit. I like that.
Well, yeah, hopefully we'll get the full picture, the full story. Want to hear all about your upcoming match this weekend. But let's start from the beginning. For anyone who might not be familiar, please introduce yourself and how you entered the world of pro wrestling.
Well, lifelong fan, the typical story, but COVID hit. I had nothing to do. My job closed. I couldn't do any work. And like most people, I just kind of sat in my room watching YouTube and fell back in love with pro wrestling, if that makes sense. Like watching everything, like all my old favorite matches, a lot of the new stuff, and catching up with like what was going on. And then just from there, it just kind of snowballed. I would look to flying to Canada and to go and train, and then to fly to Japan and go and train. But obviously the COVID restrictions got in the way of all of that. So I found somewhere in Preston, like 5 minutes from my house. So started training there, got my start a little bit, and then kind of went to, everywhere really. I've been to schools up and down the country just to learn little bits and go here and go there. And yeah, finally found my home at the Futureshock PC on the Mr. Sam Bailey, Chris Ridgway. And yeah, I love it there. It's a great place to be.
Amazing. And you mentioned that you were a wrestling fan, like growing up. Who were some of your favourites growing up?
See, I'm such a weird fan, because I remember wrestling from being 1 year old. I had literally no interest of anything else. Wrestling was the thing that I didn't like Lego or anything like that. It was wrestling figures obsessively for my entire childhood. From as early as I can remember, 98, Attitude Era, all the way through to the PG era, which is kind of crazy. But I absolutely love obscure wrestlers, not obscure, but not the main event guys. I loved the Radicals, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, the Headbangers, because people who really stuck with me. I love them all. Eddie Guerrero, obviously, I absolutely adore Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, the people who at the time weren't necessarily people who what's the word? Yeah, they weren't necessarily targeted towards kids. They weren't everyone's favorite. Dead obscure people. They were the people I love them. Perry Saturn. I don't think any kids ever cheered for Perry Saturn, but I loved Perry Saturn as a kid.
The only kid in the world whose favourite wrestler is Perry Saturn.
Yeah, I talk about him at wrestling shows and people look at me like Moppy. No, Perry Saturn. Looking back now as a wrestler, his moveset is incredible, but yeah, just then, I love Perry Saturn, man.
I can relate. I get that a lot with because Claudio Castagnoli's always been my favourite wrestler, and people that is a bit strange.
Yeah,
it's a bit obscure. I think it's about liking the underdogs as well, and the ones who
I think that's
deserve to be in the spotlight but aren't. There's something
people who get thrust down your throat. They get a little bit
yeah.
I'm a bit sick of eating that. I want a little bit of this over there and a little bit of that, a bit of variety. Makes it up a little bit. But
exactly that.
yeah, like I always think about the headbangers. I've always loved the headbangers. It's always stuck out to me. Like there's two wrestlers, like a tag team that I feel like they should have done more with. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
underutilized.
yeah, exactly. But
Was there any particular wrestlers then that have influenced you in terms of your in-ring style or maybe your character, anything that you've sort of emulated when you're in the ring?
there's bits like the reason why a lot of these wrestlers stick out to me so much, like, is they're not necessarily like all the way. They're not just power guys, and they're not just thinking. They're all quite hybrid. All my favorite wrestlers were all quite
Yes.
hybrid because I feel like you might see it in watching my matches. Like I don't like doing the one style or something because like what works against one person isn't necessarily going to work against somebody else. So I like the variety, being able to kind of like mix up little bits of everything to make your own little hybrid style, which is what I've tried to do with my moveset. And like, I don't, I like to toe the line between being a face, but then still having that something about me where like I can go if I need to. I can switch it up, get the gear shift a little bit. But yeah, like it's like Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. Like they were never traditional face or heel. Like they were always kind of like, if you liked them, you liked them. If you didn't like them, you didn't like. You know, they could come out and do something, but some of the stuff they did was so cool that you like early days CM Punk,
Hmm.
ECW, were like he might be doing something heelish, but he just has that swagger about him, and he's cool. So you think, uh, I want to keep that. I want to keep that. But yeah, like it's a lot of that type of stuff. Just trying to like toe the line between not being. You can't pigeonhole me. I like to think,
Yeah.
which is what I try to keep it that way. Where like, yeah, just think outside the box a little bit and don't kind of be so black and white with the way I do this and the way I do that. Just kind of like mix everything up a little bit.
100%. I totally agree. I've commented on quite a lot of your matches, and that is definitely the word I would use to describe you as hybrid. So like
Yeah, like sorry.
you're a hard hitter. You're quite a big guy, but you can also do the flying as well, and you can do the tech stuff as well. It's a mix of lots of different things.
Yeah, exactly. Just I like being pigeonholed. I
Yeah.
like having the ability to surprise. Where if you've seen a lot of my matches and you might think, oh, he's going quite. The next match, boom, something else comes out of nowhere, and I've done something you didn't necessarily expect from me. Like when I switched from the Michinoku to the Frog Splash, I think my first few matches at Futureshock, it was Michinoku, and then suddenly a Frog Splash comes out of nowhere, and it's like I don't think I climbed the top rope before that at Futureshock. So
Wow.
it was yeah, it's just cool to have that switch up and show a bit of versatility.
Absolutely, yeah. I think versatile is definitely the word for it. Um, but back when you started training, was it something that you took to quite quickly or not? Do you have like any sort of athletic background or?
I found it quite difficult actually, like at the beginning, because like growing up, I'd always been a boxer.
Oh,
Like
right, okay.
I'd boxed from being dead young to being like mid to late teens. So to then go from that to pro wrestling, I find it quite difficult. Just
Yeah.
the transitions and just certain bits like footwork, not so much, but allowing myself to be hit, allowing myself to go down, allowing myself to kind of be vulnerable. I found it very difficult to kind of like let the guard down to, you know, really be able to sell or look vulnerable because I'd been so
Yeah.
used to just you want to stay on your feet and you want to look like always kind of like even if you're hurt, like maintain the element of like, oh, I'm not phased by this, like nothing can worry me. So then yeah, transitioning to pro wrestling was quite difficult in that sense. But you know, I'd like to think I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But
Definitely. I would say so. How long ago was it that you started training?
uh 4.5, maybe nearly 5 years now. Like a good while, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, because you go to lots of different places and again, it never came necessarily naturally to me. So it was just kind of like trying to pick up little bits from everywhere I'd been and then apply them when I get to where I want it to be. So yeah, just quite a while, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
You mentioned Sam Bailey and Chris Ridgway earlier. What are they like as trainers?
Oh, incredible. Genuinely incredible. Like, of all of the places that I've been, like, Futureshock is the place that feels like home. Like, the people, like, the environment that they've curated, the level of coaching, it's so good and it's so vast. And it's, like, Sam and Chris are so different. Like, they're so different. They're complete polar opposites. But I think that's why it's a nice hybrid. Like, similar to what I was saying earlier, where it's not just one thing. They can do everything between them. So then go into them and asking for advice on this and being able to turn to the other one and ask for advice on that. And, not just kind of having one person stuffing one opinion down your throat and just being able to kind of, I can spitball with the two of them and kind of like, again, find something that is a little bit of Sam and a little bit of Chris put into this and then applying that. It's a luxury. It really is. Like, it's not something a lot of people have, countrywide, because most people in most places, like, they might have one coach or not as diverse styles of coaching that Sam and Chris have. But yeah, like, the pair of them are great. Pair of them are great. I can't complain.
Good. Definitely hear what you're saying about it just being two completely different people, and then you can sort of take the bits from both of them and come to your own sort of
Exactly.
conclusion. It's like the best of both. And it's never productive when it's just the same viewpoint.
Exactly.
Even if you do agree with it, if you're just getting the same opinions, I guess it doesn't help you to grow as much.
It's very difficult to kind of develop, like, your own train of thought when someone else is kind of just pushing theirs on you. Like, I've been at other
Yeah.
places where, the environment wasn't as, you know, open and not as, your creativity isn't necessarily welcome. It's just very, you do it this way, 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 which is, great, but, it's not, wrestling isn't one size fits all. It is very,
Exactly.
this is for everyone. And that what works for you won't necessarily work for me. And that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's what we always say on this podcast, that wrestling is subjective.
Yeah, it
And
really is. It
everyone's
really
got a
is.
different taste. And that's what's great about it. Um, but I feel
It's
like
100%.
in wrestling, like maybe they see a independent wrestler like yourself and don't see all the work that goes into it. So you talked about the training and how difficult it was to transition from boxing to wrestling. It wasn't a straightforward transition.
Yeah.
It's keeping in shape, traveling, social media,
Yeah,
creative merchandise, like so many things alongside like working an ordinary job, having a family. How do you deal with that? What do you find any part of that challenging? Do you ever struggle with it at all?
all of it. It's incredibly difficult. Like, I'm quite fortunate to, I'm used to a very busy life and I prefer to be kind of rammed off my feet than almost too relaxed in every way. Like, I like to kind of just be go, 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 go. So, like, my job's very busy, but I'm very scheduled. Like, I work on appointments in my shoot job. So then going from appointments to, once I know what days I train, I can always get to them sessions. I can always do this. I can always do that. I can always get to the gym as long as I'm accommodating it into my day and in my week and I'm kind of making the plans. But, eventually I think sometimes, like, there is a couple times throughout the year where, like, you hit the wall and it's like, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit because, kind of going 100 miles an hour every day of the week is great when it works and eventually it doesn't. But, like, I tend to manage it quite well. It's just, yeah, juggling all the moving parts and sticking to a schedule. It works. That's what's best for me anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, I agree. And like having those set times and having those boundaries and like having different parts of your life, I feel like that is definitely um, beneficial, but definitely burnout is a real
Yeah.
thing. It's important to look after your physical and mental health, I feel, especially in something as demanding as wrestling.
Absolutely, yeah. Like it is one of them things where like it's like the most enjoyable thing in the world, but then at the same time, it's like it's the reason why I hurt all the time. It's the reason why I'm always tired. It's the reason why
Yeah.
my caffeine intake is so high because again, trying to juggle all the moving parts, like it is just, it's not always as simple as just like showing up and doing it. It's like, all right, how do I make it from here to there in this amount of time and then be able to do this and then go here and then yeah, it gets us all, but we manage. We manage.
We're managing. Um, what about what do your family think about wrestling? Are they supportive of it? Have they ever seen you wrestle?
So when I first started wrestling, like my parents were like, "Oh, we knew it." Like mine, if you'd have asked me at any period of my life, like even after I'd kind of fallen out of I'd lost the bug, I'd fallen out of love with it. I wasn't actively watching, and 'cause as a kid, I would never, my eyes were never open to independent wrestling. I never knew it was a thing, and I just never witnessed it.
Yeah.
Like I'd always just kind of watched mainstream wrestling, like, and whether that be every VHS under the sun. Like I used to have the little bootlegs on my VHS on my TV, like just watching them all on repeat and just not studying it, but just like basically worshipping it. Like sat there with my wrestling figures and I'm watching wrestling on the TV, and it's always been part of my young life up until my adolescence. And then when I'd finally started, my mum and dad were like, "Oh, wow, we knew it. Like, we knew you'd do it eventually. I can't believe it took you this
Inevitable.
long." Yeah, exactly. Because you'd be hard pressed to find any picture of me just at home enjoying myself without there being some kind of wrestling connection. And my mum's got hundreds of stories about me like injuring my cousins or my mum or my brothers or like, people and breaking things, just continuously trying to wrestle and doing things. And like even like there's clips from me moving house, like just pre-COVID to be fair, and I'm doing frog splashes off my stairs onto a mattress, and like just I was always obsessed with it. So I think everyone kind of knew like it was gonna be my thing. Like whether it took me 10 years, five, or into my 20s, like I was always going to do it for them. I think because I'd always said it, but yeah, they weren't surprised at all. Like they knew. But yeah, my mom, she refuses to watch me because
Right.
she doesn't like the idea of watching me get hurt. Does
Yeah, for
that
sure.
make sense? So
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not gonna watch her. She watches all the clips and she likes all my stories and she watches all the little videos I put up. But yeah, she don't want to watch me. My dad loves it. Like, my dad loves the fact that I do it. Like, he's dead proud of it. He but like I said, I think my dad just he said like I always knew. I always knew like everyone was so minimally surprised when I started that it was like almost underwhelming. Like, because it's such an obscure thing for like my friends and people around me. They were like, "You doing what?" But like my family, like they were like, "I knew it happened."
Yeah.
But yeah, big fans, big fans.
Very supportive. That's great to hear. Love that. They knew it was your destiny.
Oh, honestly, they really did. But yeah, we're doing it. And we're enjoying it. It's fun. Like I'm actually living my dream. I say this quite often. Like
Oh,
there's a little kid inside of me that is like so proud of who I am as a
yes.
person, as a wrestler. Like I am everything that I wanted to be, which it's that again. That's a luxury. Like not many people can say that. I'm very
That's
proud of them.
lovely. That's lovely. I love that so much, and that is one of the beautiful things about wrestling. Um, so thinking about like, okay, so you live in your dream, but it's showdown, and then the pressure's on. Do you ever get nervous? What's it actually like before you go out on the curtain on
Like
showdown?
I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. Like I always overthink. But like recently, I've had quite a hard time with just trying to juggle the moving parts. Like I kind of like I was on about earlier. Like you hit that point where you hit the wall, you're struggling to juggle other things. And recently, I've kind of been in that like thing where like it's like excitement, but also dread. It's like oh
Yeah,
gosh, because I feel I'm underprepared and I'm getting some incredible opportunities, and it's like you almost get that imposter syndrome where like
yeah,
I shouldn't be doing it. Oh, gosh, someone like that. And I spiral. I spiral all the time with just feeling like I shouldn't necessarily be there, or I shouldn't be in this position, or I shouldn't get to, like, the fact I am wrestling Big Damo this weekend is like the most insane thing to me. Like, and this is like, out of character, this is me. Like, that is absolutely like mind boggling. Like, I can't believe that that's an opportunity that's been afforded to me. So I'm definitely nervous for that. Like, but the doom's not there. The doom's not there. Like, there's no dread, there's no doom. It's just pure excitement. I'm excited to see. So I'm excited to test myself against the best, Europe's best, the Belfast best. Yeah, just see how see how I can fare. Try and keep that undefeated streak going. But
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask about that. Does that add pressure for you knowing that you've kept this up for so long, but it could end at any moment?
see, this is it. So I feel like this could end at any moment if it was anybody else. But I mean this when I say this. I am Futureshock Wrestling's Rocky Balboa. You could throw the kitchen sink at me. You could do anything you wanted, and you will not keep me down. Any other man, you could talk about their undefeated streak ending. Mine will not end. There is not a man on this roster. There's not an import you could bring in that can stop me. You can throw anything you want at me. Chris Ridgway tried it. Teddy Ray tried it. Joe Blazer tried it. Big Damo will try it. And I respect Big Damo. I think Big Damo is an incredible wrestler. I think Big Damo is one of the best Europe has had to offer in the last 20 years. I mean, his career references that, but you will not stop me. In Futureshock, outside of Futureshock, no matter where we go, I will not be kept down. I am resilient. I am a fighter, and I will get up. I will continue getting up. I will not tap out. I will not bend. I will not break. I will not fold. I will keep going. And I am yet to find a man that can break me. I am yet to find a man that can stop me. And in Futureshock Wrestling, there is not a single man that will keep me down for a 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, we're going. We're keeping going. We're staying locked in. And the undefeated streak stays forever. Forever undefeated. Forever
Well,
streak.
you've already sort of answered my next question, which was going to be like, what can the fans expect out of this match? From what you're saying, I'm guessing they can expect like just pure intensity, and you're not going to give up, clearly.
I'm bringing a different version of me. I think
Okay.
I have learned from the opponents that I've had recently, and there's lessons that I've learned about myself, about my toughness and my resiliency that I am going to bring to someone like Damo, where I would have to up the intensity. I will need to bring more, and that's exactly what I'll do. I will bring more. He's got to keep fighting, keep going, and yeah, yeah.
Sorry, go on. Were you finished?
No, you go.
I was going to ask you, like, because it's not just probably the biggest match ever, but it's also, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest show that you've ever competed at. Futureshock's second anniversary show. It's their biggest show of the year, and 22 years is a long time. How does it feel to be part of Futureshock's legacy?
Genuinely, it's an honor. Like, when I first started, I had a couple promotions that like were on my dream list for 5 years time from when I started, and I'm very proud to say like I'm a regular on all three of the places that I really wanted to be. Like, Futureshock was one, just based on the heritage and the legacy, and like how many people had passed through there, and some of the matches that have been on Futureshock cards, and some of the wrestlers that have performed there and held their championships, and went on to do great things. Like, Futureshock was always a target, like similar to Grand Pro. Like, Grand Pro wrestling, like, it's been around forever. Like, who's who of Britain's best and Europe's best have been there and performed there, and they might have started their careers there, or they went on to do, they just happened to stop in there on the way to doing other great things. And, PCW is another one where, like, when I first started, is where I first started training, and I wanted to be there. I wanted to get on their shows. I wanted to be a part of that history, that rich history where they've done so much. Because again, these three companies have been around for a long time, and they've got, a list of names as long as my arm that have gone on to do incredible things in wrestling. And I want to be the next one. I want to be the person who goes and, tackles America and maybe goes to Japan and does more than wrestling in social clubs and thingy like Futureshock, like, provide me wonderful venues, beautiful venues. Like, I love MMU, Fairfield, like these, like, they're magnetic. I absolutely love the energy in the room. Like, it's almost like, oh, I can't believe I get paid to be there. Like, it's just, I, it's crazy. It's genuinely an honor and a luxury to get to perform in front of these venues, in front of these sets of fans that they love it. And, as a wrestler, I love being able to perform in front of them. Like, that is genuinely, like, one of the best feelings. And yeah, like, Futureshock's legacy, like, it speaks for itself. Like, they've been around a very long time. They've been successful for a very long time. And yeah, I'm genuinely honoured to be a part of their anniversary cards against someone like Damo. Like, I got to do it last year, and even that just felt completely mad to me because I'd not been there very long at the time, and I thought, oh, there's no way I'll make it there, and I did, and I was like, okay, like, we're getting something here, like, we're moving, like, that felt quite good. And again, this year, like, hopefully the next 3, 4, 5 years to come as well, which is, be a great honor again. I love Futureshock. They've done a lot for me, and I like performing there and
I'm
giving them
glad
massive.
that you said that about like the future, because I was going to ask you, like, yes, you're undefeated in Futureshock, but what are your long-term goals? What's on your mind that you really want to achieve?
Everything. Like,
Yeah.
I want to achieve everything. I want to go places. I want to see people. I want to work with different people and just keep exploring the wonderful world of wrestling. Like, there is just so much out there. Like, there's loads of stuff I'd like to try and people I'd like to wrestle and venues I'd love to, like, absolutely love to work in. And yeah, like, there's very few things I don't want to do in wrestling, and places
Yeah.
I don't want to go, because again, like, it's just so vast and there are so many people and places that I would like to, network with and just get to rub shoulders with. Like, this year, like, alone, getting to be in a match with Rob Van Dam and Sandman.
Yeah.
Like, if you explain that to me when I was a kid, that one day you'll be in a wrestling ring with Rob Van Dam and you'll take a kendo stick off Sandman, I'd have cried in excitement. Like, and that's real life that happened to me this year. Like, I did a 5-star frog splash in front of Rob Van Dam and got kendo stick by Sandman. Like, how? Like, how is this?
Sounds
How is
made
this
up,
my real life?
but
Yeah,
it's
like,
not made up. It happened.
I mean, I don't think I was meant to get kendo sticks. I hope not. But I did. And what an honor it was. What an honor it was.
I was going to ask you about that at For the Love of Wrestling convention, and you were on Team RVD versus Team Sandman, and what that was like, and what was RVD like to work with?
Genuinely incredible. Like, so cool. Like, the next day at the convention, like, he remembered my name, which to me, that is absolutely crazy, because I think you wouldn't necessarily expect someone like an RVD or, a lot of these older WWE people to necessarily remember what happened yesterday or what happened 2 days ago. Or, but yeah, to remember
Fair
my name
point.
and, like, be like, hey, it's like you stopped me for a chat. Like me. Like, yeah. And that's just so cool. But yeah, the show itself, like the card and some of the names that were on there, like to see myself on a graphic and a poster with them people is yeah, again, it's absolutely mind-boggling because like it just brings out the inner fan, the inner child in you,
Yeah.
and that excitement just runs through your entire body. And like, yeah, like to this day, trying to explain to my parents that I'm going to be in a match with Rob Van Dam. Like he's gonna be on our team, and across the ring there's gonna be Sandman and his team. It's like what? Like what? But yeah, he was so cool, and like we had, he gave me some nice feedback on my frog splash, and just like even just for the photos of that alone, where I'm midair and he's on the apron doing the thumbs, and it's like how is this real? Like, yeah, it's genuinely insane. I need to get that frame, to be fair.
Yes, you absolutely do.
Yeah, I need to make more of an
immortalise that
effort to try
memory.
and like outside of Instagram. I actually need to make more of an effort to like compile, some of the things that I've done already.
Hmm.
Because like I'm not very good at that. Like I'll keep them on my camera roll forever, and like they're my favorites. I'll never look at them, and I just sometimes you almost like you get reminded that things happen, but you don't. I personally, I always forget to look back. But
Yeah,
it would be
and
cool to make
reflect.
a little album and reflect on what I did and some of the people that I got to meet and work. And yeah, I need to make more of an effort to compile that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely you do because it's unbelievable and what a great match it was and great event and great memories. So I think everyone who was there will have that as a core memory. Was there anyone else that you met for the love of wrestling that really stuck with you?
Like every year, so I do the volunteering throughout the event, like just like chaperoning like a guest and stuff. I've done that every year for the last 3 years now, and like it's just always crazy. Like the people you get to meet and some of the situations that you find yourself in. Because like not this year, last year, I ended up in a room, like one of the photo like booth things with the Nation of Domination. Like
Wow.
me, D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, The Godfather, and Ron Simmons just sat spitballing, having a conversation, and like,
It's the most normal thing in the world.
well, yeah, and like they're actually asking me questions, and I'm showing them like bits of me wrestling and stuff like that, and like I'm not trying to take away too much, but like just kind of sit and just like they ask me a question, like I'm more than willing to like show them, but I'm not gonna bother them. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah, yeah.
just being in those environments with them and being in conversation with them and getting little bits of advice and things is just like that's crazy. Like, because I looked after Ron Simmons last year, and like Ron was just incredible. Like, he's actually took an interest in watching clips of me and like one of my matches, and JBL remembered my name because they were sat next to each other and we got into conversation, and like that's like for the love of wrestling every year is a great event, like genuinely great event. Like getting to meet some of these people and just again getting a peek behind the curtain on what this person's really like, and their insights on the business that I'm looking to explore, because like their advice is invaluable. Like they've done it all, they've been everywhere, they've been where I am, they've been at the fucking map at the
That's
mine.
fine. You're allowed to swear on this podcast. It doesn't
Yeah,
fucking.
it caught me off guard. They've been at the mine, so and they've done everything that there is to do, and just getting to sit with them and ask them questions and just get that advice is just surreal again. Like it's another one of those pinch me moments where like how are we in conversation right now? Like, again,
Yeah.
go back to 10-year-old me. If I explain this, I'm gonna be sat with Farouk having a conversation. I'd have been like, no, no way, no way. And he's asking me, like, do you want anything signed or give it? He's like, what should so I told him about my dad, and like me and my dad loved the Nation Domination as kids. Like I loved them. Like even like way after that finish, like Farouk was always up there as like one of my favorites. Like, through the APA and everything like that. And like he signed a picture to my dad for me to take home, and like my dad was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, he asked me, like, I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Okay." Like, it's just, yeah, insane to me.
That's so sweet. It's so nice to hear things like that when, wrestlers have the time and to speak to people like you who, what like you said, it's invaluable to learn from someone who's
Yeah,
there and done it.
it's
Um,
it's just crazy, crazy. I can imagine, why certain people wouldn't want to, because like if
mm,
it's what you've been doing all day and what you like, all you do is talk about wrestling. Like sometimes you just want to talk about normal
anything
stuff.
else.
Yeah, literally anything else. It's like you don't really want to go home and just talk about work all day.
Right.
You'd expect a lot of them, if they've been doing this 30, 40 years, and not, you can understand why they wouldn't want to have the conversation. But the fact that some of them do, and they will take the time to give you the insight and just give you that knowledge and give you that advice, is just, you can't help but be, incredibly grateful for it.
Yeah, for sure. Um, well, I wanted to ask you, do you have, maybe apart from the Sandman, do you have any favorite opponents or any anyone who hits particularly hard?
I really enjoyed my match with Solomon last year. I really, really, really enjoyed that match. Um, for lots of different reasons, really. Like, again, MMU is always just a wonderful venue, but I really enjoyed getting to work with a big guy and really get in there and just hit and be hit, and yeah, really just mix it up with somebody like that. Like, again, Teddy Ray and Chris Ridgway, like the pair of them, like they are very similar, but they are very different. And getting to work them back to back again is just great. What a wonderful opportunity it was to learn from the pair of them. But yeah, just I enjoyed both of those matches because I think they were very out of my comfort zone in ways where it the junior heavyweight style is just very, very, very different. So getting to kind of like figure that out on the job is, quite something I did quite enjoy. Like, but again, prior on the way into it, and also 'cause I didn't really know what to expect. So how to approach it or how to strategize for somebody like that who were, so much more nimble and faster than myself. So trying to like work work to my strengths whilst almost trying to like counteract theirs was quite
Mhm.
difficult. But yeah, we did it. We overcame them, and I had a great time.
And you talked about strategizing there, but how important is it to sort of be in the moment and respond to the audience when you're out there in the ring?
Oh, incredibly important. Incredibly important. But again, I think sometimes a really good crowd can drive, like, it can take you and your match a certain type, a completely different way to what you expected. You could go into it with a game plan and then realize that that's not necessarily right for here, and the crowd can give you the advice to switch up or maybe try a different approach and see what works better. And yeah, it's just being able to react to them is important. Because they can guide you from what might have been an incorrect game plan to a right one,
Mhm.
or getting them to support you rather than turning against you is quite. Again, it's very important. Just being able to work with them. They're in your corner. They want what's best for you, so you kind of gotta listen to them sometimes.
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 So, I mean, going back to Big Damo then, how are you strategizing for that? What's your preparation? I mean, you don't have to give it away, and you might not want to give it away, but can you give
We
us a little
can't
bit
give
of
up too much of the
insight
game
into
plan. Can't
the
give up too much of the game
preparation?
plan. But the intensity. We're going into it with intensity.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hit him as hard as I've ever hit anybody, and if he hits me back, I've got to get up, and we've got to keep going because Damo is a heavy hitter. But I've been watching my tape, I've been studying, and I've I think I've got something figured out. We'll see if it works, but I think I've got something figured out. But back to what I said earlier, like no matter what he throws at me, he will not keep me down.
Well, we'll see. And everyone listening, you can still get your tickets now for Futureshock's anniversary show, by the way, which is on Saturday this weekend at time of recording. If you're listening a week later, you're too late. You've got to be fast. You
You
got to be
missed
quick.
it.
Yeah, you missed it. That's why you got to be on it with listening to this podcast. It's very current. But yeah, I'll put the link in the description so you can get your tickets to that show. But as we sort of draw to the close a little bit, and I know that you have sort of talked about taking advice from older wrestlers who've been in the game a long time, and you've been in it for 5 years. It's I guess you've been in it long enough to develop your own style and your own, I guess, philosophies on wrestling. But I wanted to know, like, what advice, if any, would you give to young wrestlers who are trying to break into wrestling?
Speak to other wrestlers. Like vary your training. Go to different places. Speak to other wrestlers. Network as well and as much as you can. And like, not everyone is going to be right. Like, or kind of use a bit of sensibility when you're interacting with certain people, and like make sure everyone's intentions are good because not everybody has good intentions in wrestling. Like some people do kind of want you to themselves, or to not go and explore, or to not go and experiment. Like training is so important for me. Like you've been able to experiment and try new things and see what works. And again, like sometimes wrestling and just trying something new. Like obviously if it's a move, practice it. But practice your move. But like experiment, try new things, like take little risks with your character, and throw something at a crowd and see if you get a reaction. If it does, great. If it doesn't, maybe try it again in front of a different crowd. If it still doesn't get a reaction, then maybe stop. But like try new things and just see what works and how you can kind of become you as a wrestler rather than just listening to exactly what somebody else says and trying to guide you down a path that isn't necessarily for you. Just experiment, try new things, and just train everywhere, meet everybody, and just put your name in as many people's mouths as possible. So that, if an opportunity comes up, like, oh, I know such a body, and I know, you can always get these opportunities and to go and try new things and new crowds and new people. And yeah, it's all good learning. But
Exactly that. Exactly that. And I feel like it comes back to what you were saying before about like Sam Bailey and Chris Ridgway having different philosophies and like
yeah,
listening to different people and learning from other people's experience and not and broadening your horizons. I think that's always really good advice.
yeah, exactly. Because like I say, wrestling is not one size fits all. Like
Yeah.
it is a massive varying box of hats, and like sometimes you want to wear that hat, sometimes you want to wear that hat. You don't have to wear the same hat every day, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Like it's a really good thing. Like just a bit of variety, just be able to switch things up a little bit and just try new things and just work out who you are rather than what somebody else thinks you should be. Or yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And networking as well. Like you said, like getting to know different people and then that's oftentimes it's about who you know and like you say when an opportunity comes up someone can drop your name in and it's about you can't have that happen unless you've got a relationship with lots of different people.
yeah, exactly. I think just try to be just someone who's relatable, someone who's nice, and like real me compared to wrestling me is just a complete. Like, I'm very introverted naturally. I'm not necessarily a massively outgoing person. So in wrestling, it is a case of like sometimes I have to project like the
Yeah.
wrestling me. and almost kind of like put on the phone voice and hi, you're right. When I don't necessarily always feel like it, but it's in order to make the good impressions and just impress the right people and just be
I totally relate because yeah, absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, wrestling in itself as a sport or performance art, you can argue is a performance, but often outside of it as well, introverted people, a lot of what we do is just putting on sort of faking it till you make it, fake that
yeah,
confidence.
exactly. But I feel like I say it quite often to like people who are new to it, or like some of my friends were like, "What's more embarrassing, wrestling with your top off in front of a bunch of kids and looking like you're too cool to be there when you're topless in front of a bunch of kids, or like acting like you're exactly where you should be? Like I am doing exactly what I should be. Like look at me, I am this guy, and I have earned this opportunity. I deserve to be here, or I should be here, and I want to be here." Or like acting like you're too cool to do it. Like the embarrassing bit is acting like you're too cool to be there, not the doing it. Do you know? Because you're acting like you should be there.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I try to do in wrestling. Where like some uncomfortable conversations, where it's just introducing myself like where I can and making the effort to be friendly and just hi, you're all right to in situations that aren't necessarily within my comfort zone, and I don't need to see eye to eye on my life philosophies with somebody in order to have a conversation or to have to greet somebody and to just do the nice things like hi, see you later, have a nice day. We don't need to be perfectly compatible people in order to do that, and I think
Yeah.
that's important in wrestling and in life
Yeah.
in general, to just be able to just get on with it, just keep doing things.
I totally agree. It's nice to be nice, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think this next question you've sort of already answered it, but I'm gonna ask it anyway so that you can just to give you a chance to um maybe pull it together. So, what do you think that young Romy would think of you now? What would your younger self be most proud of?
um I think young Romy would be like incredibly fascinated by the journey that I've taken and like the way that I did things, because I think I remember being, my early teens, like just prior to falling out of love with the overall wrestling thing, and like looking for training schools and like telling myself, because I think at the time, like it, it must have been, 2011, 2012, and thinking, oh, I can travel to Portsmouth to go and train from Preston,
Yeah,
or I can travel to
that's so
Runcorn
true.
as a kid to go and I was telling myself all of these things, and that's what I was looking into doing as a kid. And obviously, it just wasn't feasible. I would not. Firstly, how would I have afforded it? Secondly, like, how would I have got there? Like the the opportunity would never have arose. But like, I remember telling myself, like, no matter what, I'm gonna make it. I can sit on buses for 6 hours, and I can go here and I can go here, and I couldn't have, but I kept telling myself that I could. So I reckon how late I got into wrestling would have surprised me, but the
Mm.
fact that I'm doing it, I'd have been incredibly proud. Incredibly proud. Like, and particularly like, I like my gear's cool. And I've made, efforts to just try and do things a little bit differently and replicate moves and styles of people that I loved as a kid. And, sometimes I draw inspiration from, moves I've used in the WWE games over the years and stuff like that. And I think like being able to like create a move set, but like in real life
Yeah.
is like that's crazy. So I think, young me would be like, just very proud of me and who I am and what I've done. And I think putting myself in some of the situations that I have, and like, again, like I said to you earlier, like naturally being quite introverted, but still having these aspirations, like being able to look at myself and the confidence in which I put myself in these situations and how I approach people and conversations and circumstances that I couldn't have fathomed having some of these things as a young teenage boy who has panic attacks and anxiety all the time. Like the fact that I do what I do despite that, being a big factor of me growing up, but it's crazy to me because like the confidence in which I can enter a room or be on my own in a room, like a new wrestling locker room in front of new people and still feel like, okay, I know I belong here. Like, you still have the imposter syndrome, but you feel as though, like, no, like, I am a wrestler. You can do it. You do deserve to be here. Like, they've booked you for a reason type of mentality,
Yes.
which, again, is just something as a young man, looking at myself now, I'd be so proud of. Because it's just the furthest thing from what I thought my future would have looked like at a time. Does that make sense?
It makes
Yeah.
total sense. It makes total sense, and I think it's very relatable, and I think a lot of people will sort of appreciate hearing that. So thank you for being so honest, and thank you for answering all the questions today. It's been really, really interesting to hear about your journey and this different side to you and things. But we do like to end the podcast on some light-hearted questions.
Okay.
So
I'll flip my light on.
yeah, turn the light on. I can't see you.
Oh,
There you are.
the light's gone.
So a little bit of a game. So I'm going to name three things. You have to choose one that you can get rid of forever,
Right.
but the other two double in their frequency. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So number one, which might be a self-read, people begging you to appear on their podcast. Number two, bots asking you in Instagram DMs if you need any custom championship belts.
I love those. Love those. I didn't get any for a while, and I actually started to think like, I'm not who I thought I was going to be. But I've started to get quite a lot now, so
When I got my first one, I was like, holy shit, I've actually made it.
I've made it.
And then number three is the use of AI to promote wrestling shows.
Let's just get rid of the use of AI. I absolutely hate it. I'll take the championship belt requests a million times over absolutely terrible AI posters. And I nearly swore again.
It's fine. It's fine on this podcast we fucking hate AI. And every
AI.
single person who's been on this podcast have asked this question, they've had the same answer.
But it doesn't. The thing that bothers me is that it doesn't even look good.
Right.
It looks lazy. It looks cookie cutter. It's just very same. Like everyone's got the same style of graphic, and surely, like, if you're promoting something and you're marketing something, like your USP should be like, this is you. This is your identifiable brand. Not, oh, look at my rubbish wrestling poster that looks like every other rubbish wrestling poster. Like, I've not seen any of them and thought, that looks better. Like, some people, yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
At least it looks like you cut yourself off there.
Yeah,
From
just
the AI, right?
no.
No, I completely agree. It's trash. Posters look crap. Your copy
Crap.
reads like crap. Everything
Yeah.
is crap.
Posters look crap. The captions look crap. The graphics, like, book me graphics that are made by AI. Like, come on, man. Like, just pay somebody. Somebody
Right.
literally charges a nominal fee to do this for you. Pay it.
And it
So
looks
at least
so
you've invested in
polished.
yourself. Yeah, exactly. You've invested in yourself.
Yeah.
I respect that more than someone who just went on ChatGPT to then generate a terrible looking book me graphic.
Yeah.
Why?
They're ugly. They all look the same, and it gives the wrong impression. I think that you may be lazy. That's what I
exactly.
think personally.
Cutting corners. Just pay them. Pay the person.
Open up Canva and learn how to do it. It's not really that hard.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself. It really is quite easy. But yeah.
Keeping a tally of the people who have voted for the same thing on that question, I think we're on about 3 or 4 now. So yeah, keeping the streak up.
Yeah.
Podcast. And
all the streaks are staying. Undefeated streaks.
Yes.
Bad AI graphic streaks. They're all staying.
Absolutely. And next question is, if you could ban one thing from wrestling locker rooms for good, what would it be? And I'm talking kind of light-hearted here. So for example, for me, I personally would ban deep heat because I hate the smell of it.
Yeah, I say ban deep heat, but keep hot stuff. Hot stuff is
Right.
important thing in a wrestler's bag. However, yeah, well, I've become slightly addicted to the smell over the time. It's just yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
grosses me out. Do
I
you have
hope
any, is there anything else that you would ban, or do you just agree bandit heat?
controversial because
Okay.
Lonsdale shooters without kick pads. What you wear under your kick pads is your business. But the Lonsdale training boot, I ban them from everything and everywhere. I hate them.
So
The
like the little ones that are like
the
the
the,
black
the,
ones and like they go up to the
the,
ankle. Are
one, the
these the
ones with
ones you
like the
mean?
little lion on, like the Lonsdale ones.
Mm.
Like I hate them. I hate them.
That's
They're the
this
thing
is
that I
so
look
weirdly
at.
specific.
Yeah, they're the thing that I look at and I'm like, there's so many different types of training boot, but the only one that you're going to see on a regular basis as soon as you walk into Sports Direct is that one. And I think as a wrestler, like the first thing I think I look for is like just that something that makes you stand out. And something that
Right.
you went through a little bit of effort to make that your thing, or like you've got something slightly different to everybody else.
Mhm.
Like not something that anyone can have.
Yeah.
Like your thing, even if it's just a different colorway on a similar type of boot, but a bit more of an obscure colorway or something like that, which stands out a bit more, is like that's their thing. That for me is like what I look for. So the Lonsdale ones, like they bother me more than they should.
Yeah.
Like way more than they should. But
Yeah, I can
yeah,
tell there's some it's getting quite hated in here, but I never thought you
yeah,
don't have such strong opinions
yeah.
about
The
the ones that
Lonsdale
do.
shooters. Yeah, the Lonsdale shooters.
That's so funny. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Um, I I'm gonna make a graphic, I think, at the end of the year with all the things that people have banned. So someone banned Monster, which is I think a controversial one.
I'm very take it or leave it in Monster. Like, I would much rather have an actual coffee
Right.
than like energy drink in general. But even still, like, I probably sway more towards the Red Bull side of things than the Monster,
hmm
which again, that's controversial in itself. But
Mm,
yeah,
it
Monster
is.
has not really ever been my go-to.
No, me neither, but Sam Bailey was trying to secure a sponsorship deal, wasn't he, for Futureshock and
Yeah, I saw that
Monster Energy
on
drinks. Um,
Twitter.
but good job that didn't go through because
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it would get drank. Like
it would. It
the
would. The
waters
amount of
backstage,
cans.
the
Yeah.
waters and the energy drinks backstage, like they get absolutely raided, like no matter what they are. So if you're not quick, you last with them. Like they go. People are taking multiple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you're hard
literally.
pressed to get one.
Well, thank you so much for that. It's like I said, it's been really good to chat to you. And yeah, again, I'm going to plug to everyone listening that you have to be there at Future Shock's huge show, biggest show of the year this Saturday, 22nd anniversary. Do not miss it. And gotta find out, is Romie Kendrick Street going to continue?
It
Big
is.
Damo. I mean, I gotta ask
The,
the question. I'm not
the
doubting you. I
exclusive is
just
here, Lucy. Like it's staying. It's staying. I'm not going anywhere. Futureshock, get used to this phase. Get used to this phase. Deck McCarthy, I'm coming for you next. Keep
whoa.
your eye
Okay,
out.
now that is an exclusive. My word.
Listen,
Okay.
get Big Damo out of the way. Me and Deck
Yeah.
can talk.
Well, absolutely going for gold, Roman Kendrick, very confident. And have you got anything else to plug? Let people know where they can find you on social media, etc.
Yeah, Romie Kendrick on Instagram, Romie Kendrick on Facebook, Romie Kendrick on everything. Yeah, that's me. Come find me
Nice and easy.
and watch
Nice
me.
and
Watch me
easy.
win. Watch me beat everybody. I'm winning.
Absolutely. Well, we'll put all the links for everything in the description, including tickets for this weekend. So I hope to see each and every one of you there. But Romy, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great to
Thank you very
talk to
much for
you.
having me. I've really enjoyed my first podcast.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's
First of many,
quite a good experience. I remember this for a long time.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Well, thank you as always, everyone, for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and follow if you haven't already. It means a lot to us as we grow the podcast. And yes, see you very soon.
I must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night, bye.
I wish you died in the womb!